Good evening, welcome to Northeast Web Shots. This is Northeast Web Shots Evening Bulletin. Let's start with the headlines of the day, starting off with the national news. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 56 crore mark. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs meeting of Cabinet Committee on Security following events in Afghanistan. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Principal Secretary to Prime Minister Dr. B.K. Mishra, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba, Foreign Secretary Harsh V. Shringla attended the meeting. Prime Minister Modi on 17th August, Tuesday, directed officials to ensure safe evacuation of all Indian citizens from Afghanistan and to provide refuge to Sikhs and Hindus wanting to come to India from there, as he chaired the crucial high-level meeting in the backdrop of the Taliban takeover of the war-torn country. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal conferred the National Intellectual Property Awards at a virtual event in New Delhi on 17th of August. 6 lakh villages to get internet connectivity by 2024, Union Minister of State for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Rajiv Chandrasekhar stated. Visakhar Open Abhiyan 2021 of Coal Ministry is all set to be launched on August 19, 2021. It will be launched as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakur announced 6% additional dearness allowance DA for government employees and pensioners retrospectively from July 1. The announcement to provide financial benefit of Rs 450 crores to the employees. No helmet, no petrol, two-wheeler safety campaign launched in the state of Maharashtra. In West Bengal, Susmita Dev, who changed camp from Congress to Trinamool Congress, refused to elaborate on her reasons for the change, but said she has no issues with Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Maharashtra reported 10 new cases of Delta Plus variant. Total cases of Delta Plus variant has increased to 76 in the state. Shopping malls in Maharashtra on Tuesday decided to close down operations after the government modified guidelines mandating them to operate with fully vaccinated staff. Fresh firing escalates tension again on disputed Assam-Mizoram border. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh flagged in on a climb-a-thon organized by Himalayan Mountaineering Institute Darjeeling to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in New Delhi on 17th of August. The climb-a-thon was organized at the 4 smaller peaks of Sikkim Himalayas from April 20th to 25th, 2021. The climb-a-thon under the leadership of Group Captain Jai Kishan was conducted at Mount Renock, Mount Frey, Mount BC Roy and Mount Palung by a team of 125 mountaineers. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has successfully carried out ground tests for making a civilian aircraft named Hindustan 228, the public sector undertaking of the Defense Ministry of India. The Indian Coast Guard inducts 3 indigenously built advanced light helicopters Mk3. An Indian Army team of 3 officers and 25 sappers have reached to Russia to take part in the safe route competition of International Army Games scheduled from August 24 to September 4, a defense spokesperson stated. You can now divorce your wife but cannot divorce children. Have to take their care. Supreme Court rules out a man seeking to divorce from mother of his children, asks him to pay 4 crores for children's welfare. Taliban says won't seek revenge. Regime would be positively different from their 1996 to 2001 stint. In the first press conference since assuming the control of Afghanistan, the Taliban swore not to seek vengeance against their opponents in Afghanistan. United States President Joe Biden and Boris Johnson agreed to hold G7 meeting on Afghan crisis. On Tuesday, August 17, 2021, the US President Joe Biden discussed the situation in Afghanistan with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and agreed to hold a virtual G7 leaders meeting next week to talk about the common strategy to deal with Afghanistan and Taliban crisis. Now coming towards the international news. The UK, United Kingdom, expresses willingness for collaborating with India on green hydrogen energy. India has already retired 16,369 megawatts of inefficient thermal units till March 2021. India's ambitious target of having 450 megawatt of installed renewable capacity by 2030. Union Minister of Power and Renewable Energy Sri R.K. Singh stated. COVID cooperation. India handed over 31 life support ambulances to Bangladesh in Dhaka on 17th of August, Tuesday. India also handed over medical equipment and supplies like pulse oximeter devices, liquid medical oxygen cylinders, nasal cannulas, oxygen concentrators. High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh Vikram Doraiswamy formally handed over those ambulances equipped with advanced life support systems to Bangladesh Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen at the program held in the capital Dhaka. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today discussed the evolving situation in Afghanistan with the French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is on two-day official visit to Georgia. He has reached New York, where he will be presiding over two high-level signature events of the United Nations. First event on protecting the protectors, technology and peacekeeping. The second event on 19th of August, it will be held a high-level briefing on threats to international peace and security caused by terrorist acts. His visit to New York comes during India's presidency of the United Nations Security Council. Indian Air Force aircraft C-17 brings back Indian envoy officials from Kabul. 150 people including diplomats, officials, security personnel and some stranded Indians landed at the Hindon Air Base near Delhi. The center has introduced a new category of electronic visa. The emergency ex-MISC visa will expedite the visa application process for those stuck in Afghanistan as the country witnesses Mayhem amid takeover by Taliban. Prime Minister Modi spoke with his Israeli counterpart Naftali Bennett on Monday, with the two leaders agreeing on the potential to further expand cooperation and deciding that the foreign ministries of the two countries would work on preparing a roadmap for further enriching India's Israel strategic partnership. Afghani soldiers, military cadets undergoing training in India stare at an uncertain future. A question mark now hangs over the fate of over 150 Afghani soldiers and military cadets currently undergoing training in India, with the Taliban swiftly seizing control of the landlocked country after a virtual takeover against the Afghan army. India blames Pakistan over vandalization of Maharaja Ranjit Singh's statue in Lahore, saying Islamabad has completely failed in its duty to prevent such attacks, which are creating a climate of fear among the minority communities of the country. Now coming towards the world news. Afghanistan crisis. When the Taliban took over Afghanistan the first time in 1996, China refused to recognize their rule and left its embassy shut for years. This time around, Beijing has been among the first to embrace the Islamist terrorist next door. Reason here, Beijing's fear about Islamist extremism among its own Uyghur minority in China. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunyang told that China hopes the Afghan Taliban can unite with other political parties and with all ethnic groups and build a political framework in keeping with the national conditions that is broadly inclusive and will lay the foundation for endurance of peace. The head of Afghanistan's central bank has fled to Kabul, questioned the loyalty of Afghan security forces and blamed the President Ashraf Ghani and his inexperienced advisors for the country's swift and chaotic fall to the Taliban. Taliban's Afghanistan takeover, a fresh challenge for social media platforms. Social media giant Facebook confirmed on 16th of August that it designates the Taliban as a terrorist group and bans it and content supporting from its platforms. Incepta Pharmaceuticals will bring the ingredients of the vaccine from China in bulk. The bottling, labeling and finishing will be done in Bangladesh, which is likely to make the vaccine relatively cheaper. Militants in Gaza strip-fired rocket at Israel on 16th August. The rocket was, however, intercepted by Iron Dome anti-missile system of Israel. It was the first such attack since 11-day war in May 2021. A female news anchor was seen interviewing a Taliban spokesperson on Tolo News yesterday. Women was absent from TV screens since August 15, the day Taliban took control over Kabul. It's a shift from Taliban's earlier regime in between 1996-2001 where women were not allowed to work. Taliban promised security for women in press conference. They said women would be allowed to work and study and will be very active in society but within the framework of the Islam and Sharia laws. Now coming towards the sport news. Prime Minister Modi interacted with para-athletic contingent for Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games virtually. He expressed hope that India will create a new history at Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. 54 para-athletes from across 9 sports disciplines will be heading to Tokyo to represent the nation. This is India's largest ever contingent to the Paralympic Games. 2020 Summer Paralympics will begin on Tuesday, 24th of August 2021 and ends on Sunday, 5th of September. The first Paralympic Games, the Stoke Mandeville Games, later became the Paralympic Games, which first took place in Rome, Italy in 1960, featuring 400 athletes from 23 countries. Since then, they have been taking place every 4 years. The Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Thakur, interacted with the World Youth Archery Championship winners during an event on 17th August and congratulated them for making the nation proud. ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021 schedule announced. India will face Pakistan in the opening game of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021 at Dubai International Stadium on 24th of October. Abu Dhabi will be the venue of the first semi-final on 10th of November, while the other semi-final 11th November and the final 14th November will be played in Dubai. Now coming towards the COVID update national. Daily cases of COVID-19 in India continue to decline, although infections in Kerala surged past 20,000 again after 3 days of relatively low numbers. India reported 35,178 fresh cases on Wednesday, a day after daily numbers had dipped down below to 25,000 following low testing on the Independence Day's Eve. This much for today. For more updates, keep following Northeast Web Shots. We are available on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Keep watching Northeast Web Shots. Thank you.